Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rams TV, the live streaming program for John Carroll High School in Fort Pierce, Florida. It's Monday Night Volleyball, the district championship that was scheduled for last week because of Hurricane Sandy got rescheduled for today. So here we are, the district championship, and the two top teams in the district, Holy Trinity Episcopal, has traveled here to Fort Pierce to take on your Rams of John Carroll High School. John Carroll coming into this game with a record of 14 wins, 10 losses, 5-1 in the district. Holy Trinity coming into today's game with a record of 13-11 and also a 5-1 record in the district. Both of these teams split both ways. John Carroll won the first matchup at the early part of the season, and it was it was Holy Trinity who got the victory late in the season. I'm Richard Thomas, joined today on the broadcast with Marissa Daigle. And Marissa, here we are, district championship, an opportunity to move on and have a favorable seed when you go into the regional. What are we looking for out of this volleyball matchup?
I think both teams here are looking to play with a lot of intensity. I know John Carroll specifically is looking to shut down the right side and the outside hitter for Holy Trinity. We've got some big hitters on their team. And both coaches just said they're looking for their girls to play their game. I think both teams here can play really strong, really intense games here. So it's going to be a really good matchup between these two teams.
Both coaches got here a little bit early, and as you said, one of the key things in those matchups, both coaches saying that they just want their team to play their style of volleyball, and they feel like they can get a victory out of that.
Yeah, it's going to be really close because we have, like we saw in the last game towards the end of the season here, we had Holy Trinity and John Carroll going neck to neck. And I think it went to 5 games, and we had Izzy Carmona on the Holy Trinity side really being their biggest hitter. So if the Rams can shut her down, I think that's going to take away their strongest weapon.
You spoke about Izzy Carmona. Got an opportunity to look up some stats on her, and they are just absolutely impressive. 196 kills on the season. She has a 47% kill percentage. When she goes up, she's looking to put it down.
Yeah, she really is, and she's a big player up front. So even just her demeanor can be kind of intimidating. But the way she hits the ball is just something that can kind of throw the other team off. She kind of is really smart about where she places it. So not only is she hitting with a lot of power, but she's also knowing where to hit the ball on the court.
Well, that's going to do it for our volleyball pregame show. Your John Carroll Rams taking on the Tigers of Holy Trinity Episcopal right here on the campus of John Carroll High School in Fort Pierce, Florida. Monday Night Volleyball back in just a few. The district championship, John Carroll versus Holy Trinity Episcopal.
teams. First for Holy Trinity, visitors on the scoreboard with a record of 13 wins and 11 losses, the non-starters. Number 1, Megan Losan. Number 4, Jennifer Hicks. Number 8, Lizzie Hicks. Number 9, Chelsea Pruitt. Number 10, Gabby Dixon. Number 11, Hannah Schumann. And number 12, Bailey Weiss. And tonight's starting lineup: the setter, sophomore, number 2, Kiara Barrett. Outside hitter, sophomore, number 3, Chelsea McManus. Outside hitter, senior, number 5, Savannah Hicks. Opposite, senior, number 6, Isabel Ramona. Middle hitter, sophomore, number 7, Lindsay Bach. The libero, sophomore, number 13, Jenny Ryan. Middle hitter, freshman, number 15, Tristan Cox. Now for John Carroll, home on the scoreboard, with a record of 14 wins and 10 losses, the non-starters. Number 3, Emily Jackson. Number 5, Carly Jones. Number 6, Carla Matamoros. Number 7, Mariah Mickey. Number 8, Brianna Smith. And number 12, Morgan Whitley. And tonight's starting lineup: outside hitter, senior, number 1, Elena Garcia. Outside hitter, senior, number 2, Kaylin Evans. The libero, senior, number 9, Christy Newman. Middle hitter, sophomore, number 10, Maribeth Boudria. Setter, senior, number 11, Mariah Davis. Middle hitter, senior, number 13, Rachel Wendell. And right side hitter. And for the Golden Rams, in her 10th year, Nancy Hopper. The officials for tonight's match are from the Treasure Coast Officials Association. Your R1 is Carlos Fenn. R2 is Cliff Kelly. Your line judges is John Burdett and Donald Johns. Let's go.
Richard Thomas back here on Rams TV with Marissa Daigle, and the introductions are done, and we're ready for volleyball action here on the campus of John Carroll High School. Marissa, let's go ahead and talk about the key players for this game, and we spoke about it in the pregame. Izzy Carmona is going to be big for Holy Trinity.
She is going to be their biggest hitter up front, and the Rams are going to have to do everything they can to really shut her down.
And on the side of John Carroll, the usuals will be the keys to this game: Mariah Davis and Rachel Wendell. When you look at from a John Carroll from a defensive standpoint, it's going to be big for Carla Matamoros and Morgan Whitley to be big for John Carroll today.
Yeah, it's going to be really important for them to be ready on that back line, to be getting up all those digs and never letting that ball touch the ground.
Your officials for this game are from the Treasure Coast Officials Association. Your R1 is Carlos Finn. Your R2, Cliff Kelly. The line judges, John Burdett and Donald Jones. So we're all set here for varsity volleyball action. A decent crowd here. A few students. This is sort of an awkward night for volleyball, as if they win tonight, if I'm not mistaken, they go on and they go right into the regional, which I think takes place on Wednesday. Thanks for confirming. All right, it looks like Holy Trinity will set to serve first. And here we go. And that sails out of bounds. John Carroll gets on the board first. John Carroll with a substitution into the game for John Carroll will be Morgan Whitley, and she'll go back to serve for the Rams. Good service, that'll fall into play. And a lift violation, if I'm not mistaken, on the part of Holy Trinity, and John Carroll gets up their second point. Set goes right side, picked up nicely by John Carroll. Free pass from John Carroll just clears over. And here comes the offense. They go big swing. Yes! Finds the corner. John Carroll point. 3-0 early. And John Carroll finding some action there from the outside. Whitley back to serve again. Picked up nicely by John Carroll. They go with the back line, tip set over. And a nice dig there by the John Carroll defense. They go back line again, swing over, picked up nicely. And good effort there at the net. And Marissa, efficient play out of John Carroll early in this matchup.
Yeah, John Carroll's doing really well at covering all their bases here. They're making their digs, they're being big at the net, and they're not letting anything hit the ground.
Outside to Izzy Carmona, big swing, and there she is. She goes up, she puts it down, and gets Holy Trinity on the board. And that's exactly what head coach Patrick Barrett wants to see out of his team. Here comes service now from Holy Trinity. Picked up nicely by John Carroll. They get set. Nice play that runs, and it sails out of bounds. Got to get a little bit more on top of that ball to get it going down as it sails out of bounds. 4-2. Holy Trinity on serve. Good jump serve there. Outside. And the block is there. Izzy Carmona.
And it looked like Kaylin Evans was there for coverage, but she just wasn't ready for the ball to come off the block that quick.
Service again from Holy Trinity. And good dig off the net from John Carroll. Free pass. We'll see if John Carroll can capitalize here. They set right to the mid. Yes! That's number 10, Mary Beth Boudrias comes to the net, reads the defense, and she finds the hole in the defense there to score that point.
Yeah, that was a really smart play there by Mary Beth to put that ball to that outer edge where there were no defenders really there in the vicinity. So great play there by Mary Beth.
Good deep service there for, and it's Izzy Carmona comes back for a tip of her own. And you said it in the pregame, just the sheer fact of her coming up to the net. John Carroll scrambled to the net to try to get the block. She was found empty court very easy.
Yeah, and it was a little bit of an offset too, but she still managed to do something with it, which being on the defense side, you might not expect all the time.
They go back door to Izzy Carmona. She puts down another one. So far, John Carroll jumps out to an early lead, but through Izzy Carmona hitting it from the right side and the opposite side, getting it done for Holy Trinity.
Yeah, she cut that one right on the inside of the block, and whoever was there on that back line to dig it just wasn't lined up right with the block there, so it found an empty court.
Holy Trinity on serve again, and that one's going to sail out of bounds. Point John Carroll. Substitution by the Rams coming back into the game will be Carla Jones, and she'll go back to serve for the Rams. Set goes, they go with the slide, picked up nicely by John Carroll. Here comes the offense. They go outside, Elena Garcia, and it's a net violation on Holy Trinity. And back and forth as we expected so far out of this volleyball matchup. And a bit of a bump set off the net, just came off her hands awkwardly. Substitution by Holy Trinity into the game. Be Haley Weiss, and she'll go back to serve for the Tigers. Student section from John Carroll ramps up for the serve. And it's a good serve, picked up nicely. Kind of came off the, and they set back line, big swing, and that one goes out of bounds. And that sort of back row set, a play that John Carroll likes to run a lot too.
Yeah, you see oftentimes that our setter will set our back row hitter because it's really hard to block those back row hits, and they always fall in the court usually.
They sat back line again. The tip comes over. Here comes the offense from John Carroll. Big swing, point.
That was Rachel Wendell there up in the middle. She's probably one of our best hitters up at the middle, and she's, like we were talking about hitting back row, she's always the one in the back row to step up and really nail that ball down.
Rachel Wendell puts that one down at the net. Holy Trinity able to keep it alive. They set to Treasure Ingram. Treasure Ingram finds life near the back line. And John Carroll on a bit of a run right now. And I've got to make a correction to who's serving. Senior Carla Morris is actually back serving now for John Carroll. And that point will go to Holy Trinity. They'll make a substitution into the game for Holy Trinity now. Chelsea McMoonans. And she'll set to serve. Picked up nicely. Good first pass. The set goes right. Oh! Rachel Wendell puts another one down. Good cut on that kill. Point John Carroll.
She had a big block up there, but she found the hole in that block, and she really just nailed that ball down.
She's going to be the key for the John Carroll attack all match long. Elena Garcia back to serve. And a two-hit violation from that serve. Elena Garcia, one you want to get going to, usually hitting from the outside or from the opposite side. She's back to serve now, 12-7 your score as you see. Good service there from Garcia. They set right side, tipped over, bump set. Tipped over. And Rachel Wendell does it again for John Carroll. And Holy Trinity is going to call the first timeout in this volleyball matchup. So, Marissa, we see it, a little bit of back and forth. We see the usual stepping up for both teams. Izzy Carmona, big kills for her for her Holy Trinity team, got them back into this matchup. And Rachel Wendell, going on sort of that second run for John Carroll, has come alive to get the Rams a decent lead here in game number one.
Yeah, I think Izzy Carmona and Rachel Wendell are kind of evenly matched there as far as skill level goes. They're both like the big hitter for each one of their teams, and both of them are really hitting all positions across the net, playing big on blocks, and even playing big in their back row too. So they're really keeping this game evenly matched up.
So out of the timeout, John Carroll taking the court, and you spoke about this in the pregame, the intensity, a necessity for John Carroll, and it's there so far. Elena Garcia back to serve. Service from Garcia. Good first pass. They set opposite side, the block there. And that block came out. Treasure Ingram got a hand on it but couldn't get it back up in the air. And the point will go to Holy Trinity. Back to serve for Holy Trinity. Looks to be number 8, Lizzie Hicks. Set goes. Yes! I didn't see who it was.
It was Rachel Wendell again. She was hitting on that right side this time.
Rachel Wendell goes right side and puts it down for John Carroll. Nice strong kill, and she'll go back to serve for the Rams. Good service there. Set, outside, and off the block of John Carroll. Holy Trinity gets a point. Izzy Carmona back in the game for the Tigers. She'll go right to the net. And set to serve is number 2, Kiara Barrett. So John Carroll doing what they should done. Izzy Carmona sort of out of rotation there. Got a lot of points sort of build up there. The service error on the part of Holy Trinity. Point John Carroll. Into the game and set to serve is Morgan Whitley. Good service from Morgan. Yes!
Nice quick hit there from Mary Beth Boudria. That was really impressive. They tried to run a quick little one play, but it wasn't even directly in the middle, so it was almost a mix between a one and a slide. It was a really impressive hit there.
Service there from John Carroll. They go outside to Izzy Carmona. She rises up. Defense there for John Carroll. Here comes the offense. Outside. Able to pick it up. Free pass from Holy Trinity. Good execution of the offense. They set back line again. And that one just sailing out of bounds. But the play looked good. They ran it right. Just missed the hit. Set to serve now for Holy Trinity. Savannah Hicks. Savannah Hicks, second on the team in kills.
Well, Mariah Davis tried to just turn around quick and hit that ball down. Maybe she couldn't get her hands up quick enough to set it, but it would have been a good play if it had landed in. Sometimes those quick second balls over are really unexpected.
Service clips the net. They set, back line again, tip. Picked up nicely by the Holy Trinity defense. They set Izzy Carmona on the right side. Picked up nicely by John Carroll. Goes opposite side, swing. And net violation on the part of Holy Trinity. Point John Carroll. 17-11 right now. Decent lead for John Carroll. We'll see if they can hold on to it and get the victory. Good service there. John Carroll point, 18-11. It's key to note for those who aren't familiar with the two teams, they split their matchup early in the year. John Carroll got the victory at the first part of the year, and late in the year at their place, Holy Trinity got the victory, and 2 in a row, John Carroll gets the point on serve from number 2, Kaylin Evans, and we have a timeout on the court. Another Holy Trinity timeout. So after the first timeout from Holy Trinity, John Carroll came out again and kept their foot on the accelerator.
Yeah, and you notice that last time that they made a big run was when Izzy Carmona was out of the game. Now she's back in, or she's been back in that whole first front row rotation, and the Rams are still putting points on the board. So it's really great that they're still making a run with her on the court.
19-11, as I've always said on many a broadcast, that first team to 20, usually a good indicator. If you're that first team to 20, it's time to close out the match, especially if it's not a tight matchup. So 19-11. Kaylin Evans still on serve. And we'll see. Good service there. Set goes to the mid of Izzy Carmona. The defense there to get a hand on it, but too much off the kill from Izzy Carmona.
I feel like the Rams really need to be aware of where she is on the court at all times. They have to be aware when she's going to be hitting from the middle or the right side or the outside, because they're going to be going to her 9 times out of 10.
Service now from Holy Trinity. And it's Elena Garcia. Comes alive, gets up, puts it down, and it's John Carroll, the first to 20 here in game number 1. Substitution by John Carroll into the game. Carla Matamoros, and she's set to serve. They play the slide. The block is there, picked up nicely by John Carroll. Elena Garcia over. And it's going to be Izzy Carmona. The block there.
That set was pretty off the net for Izzy Carmona. She normally likes those tight sets so that she can hit down on the ball, but there's a little bit of miscommunication there on the Tiger side, so the set was off for her.
And a kill from the outside, number 4, Jennifer Hicks, putting that one away. And here's opportunity for John Carroll to capitalize. As you just spoke, Izzy Carmona goes to the bench. And number 12, Haley Weiss, comes in, and she's set to serve for the Tigers. Service from Weiss, picked up by John Carroll. The set, back line, good swing. Outside again, blocked there from John Carroll. That's Morgan Whitley. Tip. And the defense, Elena Garcia, unable to catch up with that one. A timely tip, as you said. You can sort of catch that block off guard if they jump a little bit too early. Point, Holy Trinity, they go back to serve one more time. They go outside. Big swing there from Morgan Whitley. They go back line. And number 5, Savannah Hicks, puts it away for Holy Trinity. Service goes out of bounds. Good court awareness there on the part of John Carroll. 22-15 your score. Treasure Ingram back in the game as number 11, Mariah Davis, goes back to serve. Good service there from Davis. They play the slide, and that one sails well out of bounds. 23-15 your score. Game number 1. And wow.
Nice little left-handed tip there by Rachel Wendell.
And here it is, John Carroll, game point here in game number 1. Service. Set goes right side, picked up nicely by John Carroll. Treasure Ingram with a bump set.
Oh, Rachel Wendell hits that one out of bounds. The play looked good, but
too much on that one from Rachel Wendell. Really looking to sort of put the game away. But Holy Trinity goes back to serve. And that all-important first pass gets bumped up a little too far and gets the setter jammed at the net. 24-17. Still a lot of set points for John Carroll. Nice swing, picked up nicely by Holy Trinity. Treasure Ingram up, puts it down. John Carroll gets game number 1, 25-17. We do thank you for watching Rams TV broadcast of Monday Night Volleyball. It's the district championship. Your Rams taking on the Tigers of Holy Trinity. As I just said, the Rams get the victory in game number 1, 25-17. But it is important to note, these teams have split. They're evenly matched. John Carroll won a game in the last time that these two teams played. So this one's going to go down to the wire. Both teams are quality teams. So we'll see what happens here in game number 2. We'll see if Holy Trinity wakes up. We'll see if John Carroll can keep up the clean, efficient play. How do you assess that game, Marissa?
well, I think John Carroll really played with a lot of intensity the whole entire game. They never really fell into any ruts. They had a lot of runs where they just kept scoring a bunch of points. And when Holy Trinity worked their way back into it, John Carroll never gave up. They still played with that great intensity and really smart plays, big hits, really playing well all the way around, their defense and their offense. And, I mean, the Tigers, they're right there with them, but the Rams just really edged this one out. So they came away with a victory for game 1.
So hang on with us here on Rams TV, your destination for John Carroll sports and activities. I'm Richard Thomas, joined with Marissa Daigle for this district championship broadcast of Rams TV. We'll be back in just a few. Richard Thomas with Marissa Daigle back here on Rams TV. And Marissa, we head into game number 2. What are we looking for? What do you think the coach for Holy Trinity has said to his team going into the second game?
You know, I think he's probably just told them to calm down and not think that they're out of it yet. They definitely want to win this game, so they're not going down 0-2. But, you know, I think he's just telling them keep their heads up, keep their chins up. They can play good volleyball. That game was so evenly matched, and he probably just told them to stick with it, play how they're playing. They are playing tough.
And Izzy Carmona comes out early in game number 2, puts one away for Holy Trinity. They're on the board first here in game number 2. Set to serve for the Tigers, number 5, Savannah Hicks. Good service, tips the net, diving dig there, but it goes out of bounds. 3-0. And Morgan Whitley trying to catch up with that one as the net sort of held it up a little bit. Service again from Hicks. Nice jump serve, dug up nicely. The set goes outside. Set again. Off the Holy Trinity block, good swing. And the back row there for John Carroll playing way back. Do you think that's because of Izzy Carmona or just really haven't been there for the tip throughout, even in game 1? Good swing off the Holy Trinity block. They're going to set Carmona backside. And they were there, and you could see it on the face of Rachel Wendell. She knew she had it, but the ball just fired off her hand the wrong way, and it's Holy Trinity who's come out strong here in game number 2, 4-0 early.
Yeah, Rams really have to get this ball back so that they don't let Tigers get away with too many points here.
Set goes, back line, Elena Garcia. Actually, Rachel Wendell, and that one goes out of bounds. Holy Trinity gets the point. So, Marissa, I am just absolutely messing up a lot on names so far in this broadcast. Forgive me if you're out there watching and I mess up somebody's name. But Kaylin Evans goes back to serve for John Carroll. They're going to go right side, picked up nicely. Right to the mid. Yes! The tip out of bounds, John Carroll point. And here comes your Rams. 2-2 now, game number 2.
That was a nice big hit there by Mary Beth Boudreau, hitting off the edge of the block, making it hard for a defender to pick that ball up.
Nice tip, picked up nicely. Nice strong tip over. They set Izzy Carmona backside. Oh, good defense there by John Carroll. Opportunity for the offense to put it away. And it's Elena Garcia outside. John Carroll point.
That was an incredibly smart play by Elena. Instead of trying to push that ball down and really hit it hard, she knew Izzy Carmona was going to be up there with a big block, so she just tipped the ball right into her block and made it so she couldn't do anything with it.
They set Izzy Carmona in the middle again. Picked up nicely by John Carroll. The one-timer goes over. Carmona again. She comes with the tip. Defense there. Good swing. So defense playing well on both sides. Yes! Number 10, Mary Beth Bugias comes with it, goes right into the mid and puts it down for John Carroll. Will tie it up 4-4.
And I'm really impressed with the way John Carroll's playing defense here. They gave the ball to Izzy Carmona there probably 3 or 4 separate times, and John Carroll just wouldn't let her get away with anything. They really were doing awesome on defense.
Elena Garcia with a swing there outside. Holy Trinity goes right side and off the block. The ball finds the gap. 4-5. And number 13, Jenny Ryan goes back to serve for the Tigers. So exciting volleyball here early. And as you said, a couple of plays ago, Izzy Carmona, their coach, is being really aggressive, feeding her the ball, trying to get something happen. Elena Garcia, swing, misses the block, down for a point. We're tied up 5-all.
This is some really exciting volleyball, just back and forth. Big defensive plays and offensive plays on both sides of the net.
Carla Matamoros into the game and set to serve for John Carroll. Good service there. They go outside, and the net violation will go against Holy Trinity, as there were both players there sort of tucked to the net, but penalty or the violation goes against Holy Trinity. Service again from Matamoros. Set it goes outside. Block there.
I think they called it that there was no touch. The ball just hit the tape. So it counted as a four touches on the Tiger side.
Matamoros back to serve again. Good service, nice and deep. Setter awkwardly catches up with it. And an awkward hit from the outside. And those awkward hits can be dangerous ones too, because the ball doesn't come as you expect it.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know where you really are. You're kind of moving from your position to cover their awkward hit, and it makes you in an awkward position to receive it. So everyone is kind of off on that last point there.
Service from Holy Trinity, and that one sails wide. John Carroll point, 8-6. The back and forth as Treasure Ingram comes into the game for John Carroll. Set to serve, number 11, Mariah Davis. Carmona on the bench now. That's going to be key for John Carroll. See if they can capitalize. And Mariah Davis gets a little help from the tape, lets the ball pass. John Carroll point on serve. Davis again set to serve. This one easily gets over. But that first pass, the play doesn't start unless you get that first pass to the setter. And that comes off her hands awkwardly, 10-6. And John Carroll capitalizing with Izzy Carmona on the bench. Good service there. Set goes back, and that one comes around the antenna. And sort of that efficient play from Holy Trinity sort of dwindled down a little bit as we've seen 3 straight errors out of the Tigers. Davis on serve again. They set right side, picked up nicely. Treasure Ingram with the set. They go to Elena Garcia, the defense there for John Carroll. And Elena Garcia takes a little bit off the attack on that one, and she finds a point. Sort of an attack, kill, tip. I don't know, what do you want to call that?
Yeah, that was Rachel Wendell there in the middle. She's really impressive on that, her middle hits. And she's another one of those players, like we were talking about before, she's evenly matched up with Izzy Carmona. So she's one of those players who can hit from the middle, from the right side, from the outside. And working that middle, she's hitting the ball hard and making those tips to get the point for the Rams.
So we have a timeout here on the court in game number 2. We want to remind you that archive footage is available for this broadcast and many other broadcasts by going to FHSAAsports.com/John Carroll. Again, that's FHSAAsports.com/John Carroll. Archive footage available if you'd like to purchase a DVD copy of this broadcast. Be sure to email ramstv@johncarrollhigh.com. That's ramstv@johncarrollhigh.com, and we'll get that DVD out to you ASAP. Game number 2, John Carroll on a bit of a run with a 6-point lead. Izzy Carmona key on the bench right now for Holy Trinity. So John Carroll really needing to capitalize.
Well, Rachel Wendell just hits that one into the net. The set was maybe a little bit too low for her. She hit it into the net. So the Tigers will get the ball back.
So substitution by Holy Trinity. Set to serve, looks to be number 9, Chelsea Pruitt. I hope it's Chelsea Pruitt. My eyes are maybe failed me there. Set goes Treasure Ingram. And the block there, able to...
And I think they're calling it that there was no touch on the block there. The ball just bounced off the tape. But Coach Hopper is doing everything she can to get that R2 to say that there was a touch on the block. She's asking for a touch, but no one saw one, I guess.
Nice dig there. And there she is again. Rachel Wendell with a nice little tip. And it drops in for John Carroll point. Elena Garcia now back to serve for the Rams. Nice deep service there. Set goes outside. Big swing picked up nicely. One timer actually goes over the net. Got a tip. Picked up nicely Elena Garcia. They set outside again. Tip of her own. And Treasure Ingram comes up with a block there. John Carroll point. Elena Garcia still on serve. Set goes outside. Another timely tip sort of jams up the block and it goes straight down, 14-9. Set to serve for the Tigers, number 7, Lindsay Vaught. On serve now. Set goes backside. And guess who it is?
Rachel Wendell just hits that one right in between the block. That was beautiful.
Good execution by Rachel Wendell. She gets the point, and she'll go back to serve for the Rams. I'm sorry you couldn't see that one on the camera angle. That one looked like it dropped in. But the official calls it out. We don't have whistles, so our call doesn't count. And on the serve, John Carroll gets the point, 17-9. They're starting to pull away. You spoke about it in the pregame. One of the keys that the head coach from Holy Trinity said, they've got to stay focused and they got to keep playing their game. And right now it just looks like a couple of bad calls that they think didn't go their way and just a focus not there for Holy Trinity. They go outside. Good dig there by John Carroll. And they pass it over. Set back line. And good defense there by John Carroll. Tip. And into the net. That point goes 18-9 here.
Yeah, that point was a little bit scrappy on both sides of the net, but both teams really stuck with it. But, Richard, I think you're exactly right when you say that the Tigers are losing their bit of focus. You know, sometimes a bad call here or there, you get so focused on how that call didn't go your way and you kind of lose or you stop paying attention to what you should be doing out on the court. And I think you can see that a little bit on this Tiger team right now.
And slowly but surely, John Carroll has pulled away here, 18-9 here. We've got to say something, and I'm not one to judge coaches, but Izzy Carmona has been out of the game for a while here in game number 2.
You know, I think she, it's just how the rotation's working. I think she'll make her way back into the game when her rotation comes to the front line. But I think we've just been playing a lot of tough points where her position is in the back row. So they don't have her play the back row at all. I think they put in a defensive specialist for her, someone who's probably better at digging and lower to the ground. But I think she'll be coming in within the next couple of points, so the Rams better be on their guard, and they better be aware that she's going to be coming back and she's going to be ready to really hit some balls.
Rachel Wendell on serve. And we should get a free pass here. That one comes over. And they go right to the mid. And the block is there, and it just sneaks inside the line, 18-10. A decent lead for John Carroll. And you're absolutely right. Izzy Carmona back in the game. She'll go right to the front row as number 6, Lizzie Carmona, sets the serve. Good service.
Tight pass there up on the net and kind of just setting that ball to the Tiger side. They put it away with none of our girls in the back row were ready for that one.
Tristan Cott putting that one down for Holy Trinity. And sort of a lackluster swing there from number 9, Kristen Noonan. A name you don't say a lot, but she finds some gold there. One of those, again, another of those, she took a nice swing at it, but it just died, and then point John Carroll, 19-11 your score. Set goes right side, the block there for John Carroll. They set outside, good swing. And a big swing from the outside from Holy Trinity. And again, John Carroll, the first to 20. Time to capitalize. Oh, man, we haven't seen a lot of it. But Morgan Whitley comes into the game and gets the service error. We'll see if that causes any damage to the John Carroll run. Service now from Holy Trinity. Big swing, wow. Good spin on that ball. I don't know if you saw it. It got over and just snuck right inside the line in for a point.
Yeah, it looked like it was, from the back row perspective, it looked like it was going to be going way out of bounds, and it just dove down there at the last minute.
That one catches the net. One-timer goes back. Oh, good defense there, picking it up. And they go with a tip over there. They go Carmona backside. Oh, I think that one came off her head, but it stays alive. And a tip for John Carroll. And a miss hit at the net. But you said it in the first game. They're finding a way to get that dig on Izzy Carmona.
Yeah, they don't, they're not afraid of her hitting, which is good because she's a big hitter, and it's tough being ready for that hit when you're in the back row. I would be afraid of it coming to me, to be honest. But they're just ready for it, and they do everything they can with it. Oh,
so the officials actually called a violation as one of the Holy Trinity players stepped underneath the net. 22-13 your score. And you can sort of feel it. John Carroll playing excellent volleyball right now.
Yeah, I think they feel pretty confident with themselves that they have this game.
And another service ace by number 2. Kaylin Evans, who's had an excellent service game in this match. She'll go back to serve one more time. Set goes outside. Swing. The block is there from John Carroll. Here comes the offense. They go right to the middle. Defense there. They go to Izzy Carmona backside, and she sneaks that one right in on the line. Good ball placement. Izzy Carmona, she's been quiet. John Carroll's kept her quiet, and you don't want to get her going.
No, you're exactly right, Richard. John Carroll's done a great job at keeping her quiet, but they really can't afford to let her back in this game.
A tip tries to find the deep corner. They set Carmona. She looks like she tried to sort of dunk tip that one over behind her head, but catches the net. And here we go. John Carroll again. Game point. In game number 2, substitution by the Rams into the game is number 6, Carla Matamoros. She'll go back to serve. Service gets in. And miscommunication there on the play. Opportunity now for John Carroll. Good pass. They go with the slide. Elena Garcia. Correction. That's actually our star, Rachel Wendell, who puts that one down. John Carroll gets a victory in game number 2. Wow. A great time to run the slide and good execution by Rachel Wendell. And John Carroll gets the victory in game number 2. Excellent, exciting volleyball by John Carroll. We've seen a clean match, no mistakes. We've seen very few errors, very little errors on the part of John Carroll, but just been playing excellent, efficient volleyball all match long.
They really have. Their level of intensity is amazing right now. They're not letting anything get past them. And I think it's really eating away at the Tigers. They're trying to play with everything they got, but when the Rams make a run for it, the Tigers just seem to kind of beat themselves up, and they sort of get into a slump where if the Tigers score a couple points on the Rams, they don't let it get to them at all. They just come right back and get the ball back and put a couple more points on the board for themselves. So Rams, are doing a much better job at keeping up with the points and not really getting into any ruts like the Tigers have been.
And 25-14, the victory in game number 2. And we're going to take a break here on Rams TV. We thank you for joining us for this district championship matchup against the Tigers of Holy Trinity. an opportunity for John Carroll to put this match away in game number 3. Hang with us here on Rams TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rams TV Monday Night Volleyball. Game 3 beginning here, and your Rams just took the first point as Treasure Ingram slammed it down for the point. Your Rams are up 2-0. This is the third game of our match here. We have Morgan Whitley back to serve. Izzy Carmona with a big hit there on the outside. Hits it right over the block, and Rams are unable to pick that one up. So the Tigers will get the point back. We have number 5, Savannah Hicks, back to serve. Rachel Wendell there on the Ram side, kind of just getting out of the way of that ball, knowing that she was far enough back on that line. If that ball was high up on her, it was going to be going out of bounds. So good judgment there by Rachel Wendell. We have a big cross hit there from the right side hitter for the Tigers. And there was no one there on the Ram side, so it was a good spot. And it's a tie game, 2-2. Elena Garcia with the tip. And it lands right in bounds. Smart play there by Elena. So we have a substitution on the Ram side. Carla Matamoros comes into the game, and she goes back to serve. Oh, Rachel Wendell there running a slide, getting a little bit of help from the tape there. Hits it down, and it bounces up off the net, and Tigers are kind of caught on their toes there.
Rachel Wendell came a long way to execute that slide. And it's Izzy Carmona who jumps up and puts that one down deep into the corner. So the game getting game number 3, a decisive game number 3 for John Carroll, getting off just like the other 2 games start, a little back and forth, and we'll see which team goes on a run first. Service now for Holy Trinity. And a big swing outside. Rachel Wendell jumps up and puts that one down. And she's going to be key here in this game if they want to put the match away. Service now by Mariah Davis. They set. And Treasure Ingram there for the block. Treasure Ingram accompanied by Rachel Wendell. Point John Carroll, 6-3 now. And only, I think, maybe the second service error on the part of John Carroll, but want to keep that one to a minimum. You don't want to hurt yourself as you look to get the district championship here. Number 3, Chelsea McManus, set to serve. Set goes to Treasure Ingram. Big swing from Treasure Ingram. And wow, a big block at the net by Lindsey Vaught. She blocking Rachel Wendell, who put a lot on that hit, and the ball just fired off the block and found empty court right behind Rachel Wendell, and that ignited the fans of Holy Trinity.
Yeah, I think that's the first time really anyone's put a big block against Rachel Wendell. So fans got really excited about that one.
Elena Garcia with a lackluster swing there. Tips it over. One-timer comes back over from John Carroll. They play the slider themselves. Goes out of bounds. John Carroll point. 7-5 your score. Elena Garcia going back to serve for the Rams. Service now from Garcia. Drops it in. First pass goes outside. Matamores with the dig. They set the tip, and it's Rachel Wendell. Reads the defense while she's kind of in the air and just tips it right down into the empty court.
Yeah, you've seen that play run a couple times by the Rams here. Well, they'll do a quick set to the middle, and they'll tip it to that right side of the court, and it's gotten them every time so far. They're really playing smart there at the middle.
In the swing from the outside from Holy Trinity finds a point for them. Set to serve for the Tigers, number 7, Lindsey Vaught. Elena Garcia will go to the bench for John Carroll. 8-6, 2-point lead for John Carroll. See if they can hold on to it here in game number 3. They go outside. Mariah Davis there for the tip. Rachel Wendell rises up, puts it down. And it's the senior leader who's making it happen for the Rams here in game number 3. She'll go back to serve now. A bump set, scooped up nicely. Wendell with the set, swing into the middle of the court, picked up. Oh, good dig there by John Carroll. And it's Rachel Wendell with the backline set. She puts it away. Another big dig. Good defense so far by both teams. Treasure Ingram, yes! Treasure Ingram on the right side, puts it down right on the line. John Carroll point.
No, you're watching that point, and you see both teams are just having big plays back and forth. Dig, set, spike, dig, set, spike. You just wonder which team's going to be the one to put away with it. And it was Treasure Ingram on the right side there. Like you said, hitting it right down the line.
Treasure Ingram been a little quiet, but she's come up with those key points in the middle of the game, and here we are. It's John Carroll who goes on that first run. And in the second game, they went on the run and maintained it throughout, a little back and forth in the first game. But an opportunity to capitalize now with a nice lead here in game number 3. And we spoke about it at the end of game number 2. And John Carroll with the opportunity to put the match away. Don't want to speak too soon, but who would have thought that John Carroll was going to come in here and put this one away in 3?
I know. I really thought with how they played the last time these two teams met, I thought it would definitely be a game, or a match that would be going to 5 games. But it's been looking pretty promising for the Rams. Let's see if they can keep it up.
They go outside, a big swing, but kind of dug up with their foot, but can't catch up with it. And Lindsey Vaught puts that one away for the Tigers.
And Izzy Carmona just came back in for the Tigers, so that's not a good sign for the Rams. They have their biggest hitter up at the front now. Rams are going to have to be playing really strong defense.
Wow, Treasure Ingram laying out to keep that one alive. They go outside, but Izzy Carmona, you just spoke of her, and she comes in and puts that one down. But, hey, good effort there from Treasure Ingram flying to keep that ball alive.
Yeah, she really dove for that one, and that you just heard the student section go crazy here. Really exciting to see Treasure Ingram make those kind of sacrifices.
Outside. And that one.
Violation called against the Rams for crossing the line under the net. Really have to watch their toes there that it doesn't, that they don't touch or cross that center line.
And it's John Carroll who calls a timeout, as Holy Trinity has gone on a little bit of a run of their own, 10-9 here in game number 3.
I think the Rams here are just kind of getting a little bit frazzled. I think they just need to kind of take a deep breath and calm down and just play the game that they've been playing all night, and they'll get this ball back and they'll get the points back without a problem. I think their nerves are kind of getting to them a little bit here in this third game. So we have number 2 on the Tiger side, Kiara Barrett, back to serve. And Kaylin Evans hitting from the middle there, and she hits it and it lands right in bounds at the back line. No defenders there to pick it up. Great job there by the Rams, getting that ball back quick, not letting the Tigers break into their lead. So Morgan Whitley goes back to serve. Score is 11-9.
Izzy Carmona rising up and putting that one down for Holy Trinity. Oh, service error there by Savannah Hicks, and she knew it as soon as she hits it, or as soon as she hit it, that it was heading towards the net. So service now for John Carroll. That's Kaylin Evans set to serve. Set back line, out of bounds, too much on it, 13-10. Game number 3. Block there for Holy Trinity. Oh, miscommunication there.
That's good coverage there by Morgan Whitley, getting that ball off the block. But there, like you said, miscommunication there between whoever was going to get that ball next, and the ball just fell to the floor.
And that one sails just a little bit too wide, 13-12 now, tight match on our hands here in game number 3. Important to note, as you see on your screen, John Carroll up 2 games against the Tigers. They can put it away with a victory here, but Holy Trinity not going away just yet. Elena Garcia with the swing there. Elena Garcia again with the tip, and that one's kept alive by Holy Trinity, and they get it over. They go Carmona, right side, tip was there, and again, you said it, you gotta know where she is, and you gotta sort of see that coming. I know she puts the ball away, but that's sort of that intimidation factor. You don't know what she's gonna do when she rises up.
Yeah, a lot of times she'll just rise up, and she could probably sense that everybody's waiting for that big hit, and she knows just to tip it to catch her opponents off guard.
They go outside, picked up nicely by John Carroll. John Carroll goes outside, Elena Garcia. Picked up by Holy Trinity. They go Carmona backside. She tips it again. Garcia there to scoop it up. Back line. Rachel Wendell. And that back and forth. Mariah Davis tries to kill that one. And the 4-hit violation on the part of Holy Trinity. So a good hustle, good execution, both teams. We saw a little bit of the back and forth.
Yeah, nice job there, too, by Mariah Davis, hitting that ball over instead of setting it. A lot of times teams just get used to the ball being bump, set, spike, bump, set, spike. So when you hit that second ball over, the other team's expecting you to be setting it up so you can kind of throw them off.
And Izzy Carmona gets the kill there. She'll go to the bench for a little bit. Tied up 14-all. Opportunity now for John Carroll to capitalize as she goes to the bench. And we'll see how long she stays out. You can't think that she's going to stay out long despite where she is on the court. With this being a decisive game here in the match. Set goes outside. And it's Rachel Wendell who puts it down. From the outside, Treasure Ingram back into the game. Set to serve for your Rams, number 11, Mariah Davis. Davis on serve, nice low liner, picked up nicely. They go outside, dug up by one-timer comes over. They set right side, the tip picked up nicely. And Rachel Wendell picks it up. They set her right to the net, off the block, picked up again. So back and forth by both teams, and that one goes out of bounds. And the players, John Carroll fans, thought there was a tip maybe. I'm not sure.
The Holy Trinity fans are hoping, well, they were looking for a tip call, but no referee called any kind of touch on our side, so John Carroll got the point there, but we just went and served it out of bounds. So Holy Trinity got the ball back anyway.
What do they say in basketball? The ball never lies, right?
Yeah, ball never lies.
The set to Rachel Wendell. Wow!
Oh, slams that one down.
Rachel Wendell rises up, puts it down. And it's Elena Garcia who goes back to serve for the Rams. Outside, big swing, out of bounds. And sort of a late call or a hesitant call from the line judge.
Yeah. He wasn't going to be too
He
vocal
wasn't
about
confident.
it.
Yeah, he wasn't confident in that call.
I think it's a touch.
So point will go for Holy Trinity. And there it is. The ball wants to go out of bounds. Ball doesn't lie.
Ball never lies.
And point John Carroll 18-16 as Rachel Wendell goes back to serve. Good service there from Rachel Wendell. They go outside with it. Dug up
Nice
nicely.
dig.
And that was almost a one-timer. Set right up to the net to number 15, Tristan Cock, and she puts that one away. 18-7. Here's that tight game that we've been looking for all match long. Substitution on the part of the Tigers. Kiara Barrett into the game, and she'll go back to serve for Holy Trinity.
And notice Izzy Carmona's back up there on that front line, too. So Tigers have their big weapons in right now.
And Barrett on serve ties it up here in game number 3.
And both teams approaching that ever-important 20 mark.
Nice serve there by Barrett. The set goes to Treasure Ingram. Blocked by Holy Trinity.
Treasure did a really good job there covering her own block. But unfortunately, the Tigers put it away in a deep corner where there were no Rams there.
And Coach Nancy Hopper going to call a timeout here. She'll call the timeout as Holy Trinity takes a lead late in game number 3. And those first 2 games, Marissa, were absolutely clean. What we've seen, what we didn't see in those first 2 games are the service errors that have been here in game number 3. And just, small things here and there that have kept Holy Trinity in the game.
Yeah, and I think the Rams in game 3 here, it looks like they've been playing a little bit more scrappy. They don't have so much of a clean play like we've been talking about. They've kind of been all over the place here, and it's kind of hurting them. The Tigers have been able to score 19 points on them right now, so they really need to get it together.
Service now by Holy Trinity. The set goes off the block. And we've got a bump pass. The set again. Rachel Wendell puts it down.
Oh, and that was our other middle hitter, Mary Beth Boudria. Looks exactly like Rachel Wendell. They both have similar hits and similar hair even. It's easy to get them confused, but big middle hitters on our side are really playing a key part in this game.
Morgan Whitley into the game. She'll go back to serve. Treasure Ingram goes to the bench. And Rachel Wendell there.
No. Mary Beth Boudria again with the big hit.
You're right. I mean, they look absolutely similar. They rise up the same way. The dark hair.
And they both have a really aggressive net play where they don't let any ball get past them.
Oh, that one sneaks in. John Carroll, ace on serve.
And I know the Tiger fans here are outraged on that one, but that one looked to me even like it fell in. So I think that was a good call there by the line judge.
And it's Holy Trinity who will call a timeout as John Carroll went on a dashing run there after the timeout. Izzy Carmona tied the game up, and Coach Nancy Hopper called the timeout, but John Carroll storming out of the timeout, and they were the first to 20. We'll see if they can close this one out, but unlike those first 2 games, we've got a tight matchup here in game number 3.
Yeah, we really do here. They were the first team to 20, like you said, but the Tigers are right on their heels here. They're at 19. Before our previous 2 games, they were at 12 or 14. So the Rams had a little bit of breathing room, but here they are right behind them. Rams really have no room to mess up here. But they are only 4 points away from a district championship. So let's see if they can hold strong in these last couple of points.
And out of the timeout. Free pass coming from Holy Trinity. Time to capitalize for John Carroll. They go with a tip there, not exactly what you're looking for. Big play at the net. And it's off the tip.
And Mariah Davis there with a couple of big plays on the net. She had that first block and then tipped that one over, tipped it right into the arm of number 15, I think. So really good plays are at the net by Mariah Davis.
And the service there goes out of bounds. The line judge had another hesitation on that one. Thought he might slip that one in. 22-20 tight game here. John Carroll, Holy Trinity on serve. Oh my. That one catching the tape. And the net let that ball pass, and it just absolutely freezes you if you're a defender.
You know, everyone on that Ram side, it was like slow motion watching that ball fall.
Service again by the Tigers. Good deep serve. The set goes. Back line. Yes!
Oh.
Sneaks in. Rachel Wendell. I think I got it right that time.
Yeah, you did.
She puts it away for John Carroll. 23-21.
She hit that one from the back row. That was really hard hit ball. That was really impressive there by Rachel Wendell.
Service by John Carroll. Oh, 2-hit violation, and that one hurts. Game point, match point, John Carroll. 24-21, district championship on the line. Set to serve, Kaylin Evans. Kaylin Evans on serve. And there it is. Izzy Carmona couldn't keep it alive, and John Carroll gets the 3-0 victory, and it's a district championship for the Rams of John Carroll. Wow. Student section with the broom out on the court. A nice, clean, efficient sweep of Holy Trinity. And wow, we didn't expect it when we talked in the pregame. We didn't expect, John Carroll to come in here and absolutely dominate the game, but pure domination out of John Carroll in this volleyball matchup.
Yeah, I think the John Carroll Rams gave Coach Hopper exactly what she was looking for. She really wanted to see a lot of intensity and really shutting down the right side and outside hitter. Notice even when Izzy Carmona was in this third game, there weren't too many times where she really killed the ball. The Rams did a good job of keeping her balls alive and keeping everything in play. So solid play there all around by the Rams.
And we'll hang around for the trophy presentation. But Marissa, you just spoke about it. This has got to be a good victory for John Carroll as they look to go to Orlando later this week to take on First Academy, where for those of you who know John Carroll volleyball, that's where the season ended last year. They played First Academy early in the year, if I'm not mistaken, lost that matchup. So you played a nice, clean game here. How does this translate, or how does this get you fired up to go down to Orlando to take on the First Academy?
Well, I think winning, like having the title of district champions, it kind of gives you the confidence to go and play at regionals, play your hardest, and know that you can really take on any team. This was a team here where we saw they were evenly matched all throughout the year, like we talked about before. And the Rams really just came in from the first point and dominated this match point by point. Really impressive play there by the Rams. You know they're going to go to Orlando against First Academy, coming in with that great intensity and high energy and playing their hearts out, making it tough game all around between them and First Academy.
And so there it is, as you see in the far part of your screen, the John Carroll Lady Rams volleyball team gets the district championship trophy, and the students come out to cheer the girls on. But you can't say enough about the clean play from John Carroll. Able to shut down Izzy Carmona, able to sort of keep her in check. That's all you can do when you have a player of her caliber, is try to keep her in check. But they do a good job with it. Hang around with us. We'll try to get some words from Coach Nancy Hopper and get her thoughts on the game as her Lady Rams get the district championship over the Tigers of Holy Trinity. Hang with us here, Coach Nancy Hopper, and our post-game show in just a few. Richard Thomas back here on Rams TV with head coach Nancy Hopper. And you spoke about it in the pregame. You want to see your ladies shut down the right side, the outside here. You want to see them to play with intensity. You want to have that serve receive there and play really, really good defense. On my account, they executed on all points.
You know what? They did everything that we asked them to do in practice. We had a good practice Saturday, and they come out and they did exactly what we asked them to do. We've struggled with serve receive all year. And tonight, you know, I could probably count the errors on one hand with serve receive. So really the key to get our offensive going is to play solid defense, solid serve receive, so that our hitters can attack the ball. And tonight they did that.
There's one name that Marissa and I said throughout the broadcast, and that was Rachel Wendell. Came up big for you in this matchup.
Yeah, you know what? She's got a heart of gold. She plays hard. She attacks the ball with some authority, and really did a nice job tonight at hitting some angles and getting that ball down on the ground.
So when you play teams that have good, you know, quality players like Izzy Carmona, you can only hope to keep them in check. Did you challenge them? They did a really good job.
Yeah, well, our goal was just to try to get our hands in front of her. We know she hits up over top of our block, to move our defense up a little bit and dig her a couple times, and they did that. So we were really proud of them. I think, you know, my assistant coach was keeping track of how many kills she got on each rotation. I think we kept her to about 3 to 4 each time she came across the front row, which is big because she's an excellent player.
So, Coach, on the regionals you go, do you know who you're playing in the regionals?
We'll play Trinity Prep here Wednesday night at 7.
Okay, so Trinity Prep, Your John Carroll Rams will take on Trinity Prep right here in Fort Pierce. We'll have that game here on Rams TV. Coach, you got the district championship.
Yeah, awesome.
Excellent game. Thanks for joining us here on the broadcast.
Thank you. They played like that, but the first academy kicker.
So Richard Thomas back here on a Rams TV broadcast with Marissa Daigle. And you hear what Coach said. They executed on all the points that we spoke about in the pregame. They had that great practice, and it translates into a district championship.
Yeah, and like Coach Hopper said, they really got to shut Izzy Carmona down. She even commended her as an excellent player, but they said, she said that it kept her to 3 or 4 kills in her rotation, which is really impressive because she's hitting from the outside, from the middle, and the right side. So to keep her number of kills counted on one hand is really impressive.
So as Coach Nancy Hopper, Wednesday, John Carroll, your Lady Rams, will host Trinity Prep right here, and you'll catch that, or you'll be able to catch that here on Rams TV. Archive footage available of this broadcast by going to FHSAAsports.com/John Carroll. Again, that's FHSAAsports.com/John Carroll. If you want a DVD copy of this broadcast, just email ramstv@johncarrollhigh.com. That's ramstv@johncarrollhigh.com. That's going to do it for this broadcast of Rams TV. Your volleyball team gets the victory, the district championship over the Tigers of Holy Trinity Episcopal. Your 2012-2013 Lady Rams district champs right here on Rams TV. Join us on Wednesday as they take on the Saints of Trinity Prep in regional tournament competition. For my partner, Marissa Daigle, and Richard Thomas, we'll see you next time on Rams TV, your destination for John Carroll sports and activities.